Welcome to Coach and Company, presented by Code 3, now streaming.
All right, welcome into Coach and Company on our Coach and Company YouTube page. I'm your host, Peyton Lodge, promising you today's show will be better than last night's Monday Night Football game, although I guess that's not saying much. Sorry, Coach. All right, busy day at the brand after the morning show. We got Off the Ropes at 2 p.m. Eastern, and if you missed Coach and Bro, you can catch it on demand. You can also be a big part of the premium pop-up as well, because those picks have been hot as of late. And the guys had a great Monday night grind show last night. We'll talk to Mikey P about his big Equinox night. I'm not talking about the gym, that's for sure. Equinox gym's a little pricey. But nice nice Monday night grind show last night. Big Tommy C was double deucing, whatever that means. We got a great show planned with Sound Off on Tuesdays, courtesy of Mikey P, and we'll have some Sloopy fantasy updates and all that good stuff coming. But let's see how we did last night real quick, because I know we had a bounce back day from Coach. Tough one from DG, but Zeno 0 for 2. And I'm the host the next day? I mean, come on. That is awesome. I mean, he took the Chiefs 2.5 in the first quarter. What a chalk-eating weasel. All right. I'm pretty sure the guys should be at my door right about now. Oh, yeah. It sounds awfully like the Domino's I ordered last night. But no, it's the guys trying to get in. Let's bring them in. It's time to beat the books. Oh, man. Let's go. Look at the crew we have on tap today. I'm very excited for this one. Coach, I'm going to come at you first because you got that Brooklyn Nets hat on, clearly because of how great they looked last night in Houston. They lost 137 to 109. Good morning. And when did you turn the World Series off last night? That's a question.
Well, even locally, it was on late, way past my bedtime. I go to bed around 9 o'clock. But I thought just because I went 2 and 3, I said I was going to be back in the host chair. But then when DG, Zeno, X's, I got to lead by example. I said, you know what? I'm not coming back till the entire team, the entire crew gets their act together with their picks. But Peyton, you know me. And as much as I want to hand you the reins, did you think for a second that I was not going to have a plan B? Who could that be? Oh, what?
Hold on, I'm rehearsing. It's time to beat the books. Not bad. Let's go.
Oh, that was terrible.
Who is that? I mean, not that I didn't have confidence in you, but who is this devilishly handsome man in the bottom right-hand corner?
Well, all I know about that man is that I have his shirt on right now.
Hey, Coach, this is the first time I've talked to Peyton in 2 years that I don't have to send money. So I was thrilled to come on this morning. But the bigger thrill for me is to be this up close and personal with the best beard in the game, baby. Let's go, Soup! Let's go!
I love that vote of confidence right there. I should probably be your new son now. After this, after next hour, probably.
Son, Mikey, go get him today. I love watching this show every single day, and boy, do I love it when my boy is in the host chair. Coach and Company, let's roll, baby. Have a great show, Pate. Love you.
All righty. Love you too. Oh, man.
That may have been the coolest moment we've ever had.
Who was that guy?
Who was that guy? Oh, my God. What a legend. What a legend.
Oh, gosh. Oh,
did that throw you off a little bit?
Yeah, a little bit.
You literally had your dad come on at the start of the show. What could be cooler than that?
Does it get any better than that? That was
no. Soupy, how cool was that? You got to be on with the legend.
That was awesome.
Wasn't that awesome?
And he acknowledged the beard.
He did acknowledge
the beard.
I could be done for the day. I'm good.
Some people may want that. Anyway, Peyton, the floor is yours. I apologize for interrupting.
Okay, yeah, no, you don't need to apologize for anything. That guy came out of nowhere. Mikey P, let's hit on you for a sec, because you came up big last night, right? An Equinox, if you will. Can you please explain the leg and how late you had to stay up for said last leg?
Well, I didn't stay up at all. I placed a 4-leg sports equinox. We had the Ottawa Senators, the Kansas City Chiefs, the Golden State Warriors. I thought they were going to keep me up, but then the LA Dodgers going 18 innings. We cash is kind of just what I do. So it was just.
Oh my God. Oh.
I'm sorry.
Sorry, I'm playing the role of Zeno today. Did I not make that clear? My
Then I'll go on and mention I also went 3-1 on the Monday night grind. You're welcome.
Oh, nice. When Tommy C was double deucing.
Oh,
Nice.
God. Can we please never say that word again? I don't know if he has just a severe lack of the English language, but thank God. Thank God. But at least that was premium. No, it was not. Sorry.
It was not. It was
No,
not.
it was not. No.
Sloopy, let's head over to you. Best beard in the game. You heard it from that Roger guy. Be honest. When did you turn the World Series off last night?
I tried to stay up as long as I could. 15th inning, because I got a 2-year-old at home. I already knew if I tried to watch that whole game, she was getting up at 5:30, and she got up at 5:45. So it was a good thing I turned it off early.
I was actually watching the entire game last night, writing some coaching company work during the game, and then I say, "All right, this is going to be a long game. Yoshi Yamamoto's warming up, and let's go get some popcorn. Let's go get some popcorn." So I go downstairs, get some popcorn, come up, and Freddie Freeman's waving to the crowd. I'm like, you got to be kidding me! I watched 18 innings to miss the walk-off home run. That was absolutely ridiculous. All right, time for the best bets here. Coach, we'll start with you first. Where are you headed?
Yeah, so I looked at all the bets that you guys were going to make, and I was like, there's nothing left. The NBA, not a super busy schedule. I'm not an NHL guy, but I am a next-level soccer capper. So I wanted to pick Chuck up this morning. So the Germans have this German Parkel, they call it, and the teams don't really care about it. Not all of them. Some do, but it's a very loosey-goosey game. So I'm going to start with Koppes and RB Leipzig over 3.5 goals. Last week, there were 6 in this same outfit for RB Leipzig. These are weak teams against better teams. Love that. But then Frankfurt and Dortmund, they're both Bundesliga's teams. They don't care about this thing. So under 3.25, they're just going to try and get in and get out without any injury. So I love these two plays. Day soccer, 1:30 p.m. Eastern start. So get the plays in early today.
Love it. Get in and get out. Another team that's trying to get in and get out today after the late nights. Last night is the World Series Game 4 tonight. I know Sloopy's all over that. What do you got?
I am taking the first 5. I'm going with under 2.5 runs. Yeah, because they just played 18 innings. And one of the pitchers in this game is going to be Ohtani, who had a little bit of cardio last night, getting on the base 9 times. But Shane Bieber, he's actually pitched decent. He's only allowed 2 earned in all 3 of his starts. Some of them have been shorter, but I think with the fatigue, this is going to be a slow game to start, could pick up later. And then I'm going to college football. James Madison, Texas State over 55.5. James Madison just put up 63 points last week against Old Dominion. Now they're going to go against Texas State, who are the worst offense in the Sun Belt, but the worst defense in the Sun Belt, but the best offense in the Sun Belt, scoring 31 points. And James Madison last week allowed 26 points to Old Dominion. I think Texas State could get 30 on, so I'm going with the over 55.5.
Love it. Love it. Let's move on here. Mikey P, what do you got?
I am starting with James Madison. Say it with me, Soupy. A little synergy. Okay. James Madison in honor of the premium pop-up. Give me half a point on the spread in the first quarter, because who doesn't like to see a Mikey P sweat at night? And then give me the Blue Jays and Dodgers first 3 under half a run. For everything Subi just said, Shohei Ohtani on the mound. He didn't do anything yesterday. All he did was walk and round the bases. So I think he'll be the one with the most energy. And I don't know if anyone's going to wake up in time for the game. So first 3 under. And then give me VJ Edgecombe and Tyrese Maxey. Both players to score 20 points each in their game. They have the most combined points for a backcourt through the first 3 games to start the season at 186. And then Bam Adebayo of the Miami Heat, 22 points or more. The Hornets are giving up 118 points per game. He should be an easy bucket tonight.
Defense is clearly a suggestion between a lot of NBA teams right now. And Otani last night, yeah, he didn't do much. He just had 2 homers and a big time double. Anyways, we're gonna get with my picks now. I'm feeling pretty good about my Tuesday. Just 5 NBA games today, but I'm taking 2 of them. I got the Knicks on the money line in Milwaukee. I think they blow out the Bucks tonight. I think they blow them out. I would sprinkle a little alternate spread at -9.5. But the Knicks just dropped one in Miami, and take a look at Milwaukee, who Milwaukee's been starting. Ryan Rollins from Toledo at point guard. Good luck with Jalen Brunson, my friend. We'll take the Knicks at -125 on the money line. And how about a couple of old guys playing a pickup game tonight in Golden State? I'll take the over in this one. Defense, like I mentioned, is just a suggestion for all 10 of these guys who will be on the court. They don't move their feet defensively. I'm going to go over 224.5 for Clippers Warriors tonight. And with those picks, let's take a quick look at our options today for dog of the day. We got 3 options. Nothing crazy juicy. We got 165 plus 105 plus 200. Coach, we'll start with you. Where are you headed today out of these 3 teams?
Yeah, it might be a little chalky, Peyton, but I'm going to go with the Golden State Warriors. They've been playing really good basketball. Last night, they had a big win over Memphis. They play really fast. So, to me, that's the best one. I hate the Blue Jays and Texas State. It could go either way there. So, for me, it's the Warriors.
A little chalky. We don't want to be a chalk-eating weasel now,
Weasel,
do we?
yes.
Mikey P, where are we headed today?
Yeah, I'm going to go with Coach here. I like the Warriors in this one. I don't see the Clippers being able to handle the tempo. The Blue Jays, again, I don't know if anyone's going to wake up on time for this game. And then Texas State, you heard what Soupy said. I'm taking the Warriors easy.
Wait. Did I just hear – Soupy, what's our rule on jokes on the show?
One time.
One time. So if we use the same joke twice inside of one segment, would that be a breach of our ethics?
That'd be more than qualifying, right?
Yeah. Oh, Mikey knew right away. You saw his face. He knew right. My apologies, Payne. I got to call it out when I see it.
I did mention chalk eating weasel twice in this segment, so I will put myself on the board as well. But I mean, Zeno had me with the chalk eating weasel. You got to mention it twice. I mean, you have to.
That might have been worth it.
That's different. That's different. Sloopy, where are we headed out of these 3?
You know, all the momentum right now is with the Dodgers and winning that 18-inning game, but they look like the best team. I don't think that the Toronto Blue Jays are. I think they're going to lose the next 2 games. Texas State, worst defense in the league. James Madison's been putting up points, so I think that the Dukes can handle tonight. So I'm going to go with the Warriors. Warriors and Clippers always play competitive games, and I think the Warriors are just a better team right now.
I completely agree with you. I think that game's going to be very close. I think I got the Warriors on the money line as well. If I had to pick one out of these 3, the Blue Jays, the only way if these guys win tonight is if Otani gets a little wild, because I don't think they're going to get many hits off of this guy. But if he gets a little wild and gives up some free passes, and Coach, these Blue Jay hitters are tough outs, as they proved last night.
They're not afraid. I mean, we act like they're so far back in the series, Peyton, but it's 2-1. They took the Dodgers to 18 innings last night, 5-5 games. Something we may want to look at also, guys, is the over, because the deeper these games go, the more the over is going to come into play. I know early in the game today, but the bats will wake up. They will most definitely wake up, I think, 4th and 5th inning.
Mikey P, are these Blue Jay bats going to wake up?
Well, some people question that to start this game. I do think, I mean, they have one of the best hitters in all of baseball in Vlad Guerrero Jr. So eventually I do think we will see some runs on the board. I just don't see it happening early.
Sloopy, Blue Jays. Nothing?
I think the bats will be fatigued early. I think as they get their second and third at bats, they'll start to get it going. So that's why I'm only taking the first 5 under.
Yeah, last night they only had 8 at-bats, 9 at-bats, 10. Oh, if you're Shohei Otani, though, you only went 4 for 4, whatever. Well, we're just getting started here, guys. Glad you all could spend your Tuesday morning with us, because we're having a great time, as always, right here on Coach and Company. I mean, my dad joined. What the heck is going on? It's a little weird. All right, first break coming up right now. We'll be right back. All right, we continue here on our Coaching Company YouTube page. And guys, last night we knew Coach was happy, but so was Taylor Swift because her man's Travis Kelce caught his 83rd regular season touchdown reception, tying Priest Holmes for most regular season touchdowns in franchise history. So I'm going to go to our Chiefs fanatic first. Coach, your thoughts on Travis Kelce?
Well, my thoughts, as much as I want to rave about Travis Kelce and the fact that he hit both of my plays that I had live on the show last night, was the fact that right now I can't see big. Who is that? Big Cheesy? Because he's not in front of me anymore, boys. He's standing right next to me. I spotted him 2 games, Peyton, and Travis Kelce said, "Hold my beer," as now they're tied with the San Francisco 49ers. Congratulations to Kelce. Congratulations to me. I'm going to count my win now in October, boys. Now.
Anytime you get a win against Big Cheesy, you got to hold it. You got to hold on to it.
You do.
Shove it right to him. I haven't been able to give him any bozo packs lately, so hopefully I can do that. Hopefully I can do that in the future. Mikey P, your thoughts on Travis Kelce getting in the end zone? 83rd time last night.
Yeah, I'm going to catch some heat here, and that's okay because I have a problem with Patrick Mahomes grabbing the football for a tying record. Like, he's running to the end zone to pick up the football. That's great. He tied the record. Keep the football when he beats the record. But I guess congratulations on tying.
Wow, Coach.
He's going to have a family. And he's got to have one for one kid and one for the other. What is wrong with you? The blackness in your heart. Sorry, Boo Thing. Sorry, Boo Thing.
Sloopy, Travis Kelce.
It just solidified him as one of the best offensive players on this team. I mean, Priest Holmes. I mean, you don't know who Priest Holmes is, but he was incredible when he was with that team. It just kind of shows that how dominant that franchise has been for a long, long time. And Travis Kelce, one of the best tight ends of all time.
Coach knows who Priest Holmes is.
Number 31, baby. Number 31. Let's go.
Yeah, I don't know who that is, but it's okay. We'll definitely familiarize myself with Priest Hall of Famers. Is he a Hall of Famer, Coach?
No, he's not a Hall of Famer, but he is to me.
Oh, okay. All right, good. Right here. All right, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll be right back.
Welcome back to Coaching Company, presented by Code 3, now streaming.
All right, welcome back to Coaching Company on our YouTube page. I'm Peyton Lodge in the host chair today, and on Tuesdays, we've come up with what I think is the best segment we've had on this show. It's fun, it's educating, and entertaining. We call it Sound Off.
Are you talking a little bit to Oklahoma's players?
This guy yelled at me like during the game like 5 times how great they were, and we can't score on them.
The other day, I text Andy Reid, and I got a text back, and I thought it was Andy Reid, but it was some guy selling pigs, but it sounded good. I should have told y'all that, so y'all would have thought I actually talked to Andy Reid, but I didn't really talk to Andy Reid.
I wish you could. Packer fans travel really well. First time in a while I've used silent count for a home game. That's a credit to those Packer fans.
UCLA is a team right now playing with nothing to lose. What scares you about the Bruins?
You can't play scared. We got to attack.
Good luck today.
Strictly business.
They told me all you did was talk about Oklahoma's quarterback, how great he was going to play. So, so thank you. Thank you for doing that.
Whoa. I love Trinidad. I mean, I heard Winnidad for the first time. I love the name. Fire. I love everything about him, but I didn't know enough about him, is what I think. And now Mateer, I learned quickly about him, so that's 100% on me. Please tell Trinidad that I apologize for not knowing enough about his game. That's on me. That's on me.
Yeah, guess who's hanging out right here?
What's that?
You can tell him yourself.
Whoa.
Winnidad?
Winnidad! Hey, love you, man. I absolutely love you, dude.
Hell yeah.
Take this win 2 and make it win 3 real fast. How about that? Guess what? On the Oprah of Game Balls, everybody's getting.
We gotta even go fucking
All right, so we got the Dolphins doing the haka after a win, right? Lane Kiffin clearly putting McAfee in his place, right? Saying, "Yeah, don't talk crap about my win-a-dad quarterback." And then, how good was Lane Kiffin's interview of, "Yeah, whatever," to the player of Oklahoma. Coach, your favorite clip out of those? Oh, ooh, ooh,
Well, I
ooh.
wasn't planning on being on this, so you completely threw me off. So you know what? To punish myself, I'm going to take myself out of this segment because that's just so. I got to go lick my wound. Just take me. Take me off. Just take me off.
I understand. Mikey P, your favorite clip out of this segment?
Well, unfortunately, I only put the haka in there because I wanted to see Coach's reaction. I mean, who doesn't want to start their Tuesday morning with that in the locker room? I mean, Miami Dolphins act like you've been there before, right? Everyone's getting a game ball. I had to throw that in. Lane Kiffin is an absolute savage. I love that.
Everyone's getting a game ball. What is Little League? What are we doing, Sloopy? What was your favorite clip?
I know, to get a game ball in October, celebrating a win over Kirk Cousins. Yeah, it's going to be a tough year for the Dolphins. I wish I had thought about Win-A-Dad. I have been loving Trinidad Chambliss. Absolutely incredible story for him. I wish I had coined that term. I'm mad at myself for that one.
Me too. Such a good, probably my favorite dual threat quarterback out there right now. I was all over Ole Miss this past weekend. All right, guys, something else we like to do on Tuesdays. Well, first, let me just thank Mikey P because that was fantastic. We do a golf clap for Mikey P. But that was fantastic. Such a good sound off as usual. Something else we like to do on Tuesdays, though, when we got three fantasy gurus on the show at once, it's a little something we like to call the fantasy forecast. All right, time for fantasy forecasting, baby. I'm going to start with Mikey P. We'll go to Sloopy, and then we will end with my old self here. Mikey P, your first fantasy football forecast nugget for the crew here.
Tyrone Tracy. I know everybody loved Cam Scadaboo. Devastating injury, But for Tyrone Tracy, this is a guy who should have started and could have started as the Giants RB1. He's now a dual threat running back who's going to get a bulk of the carries. I know they have veteran Devin Singletary there, but Tyrone Tracy, a little more explosive, younger. Make sure you go and get Tyrone Tracy to replace Cam Scadaboo. He's not going to be running into people like Cam was, but I think Tyrone Tracy, a good pickup for depth purposes on your team.
I am going with Harold Fanning. You must grab him in your lineup. We're not talking about him enough, probably because he plays for the Browns. But over the last 4 games, he is the tight end 9. He's leading the team in catches, receiving yards, and touchdowns. And he's got the 9th easiest schedule from now to your fantasy championship. Dylan Gabriel, the rookie, he's going to depend on him throughout the rest of the season. And there are rumors that the Browns want to trade David Njoku.
Mine, Christian McCaffrey, is going to have a 40-point week 9. I'm telling you guys. Why? Well, he's running against the Giants, who allow 150 rushing yards a game, third most in the NFL. He will have a 40-point fantasy week for your fantasy squad. Yeah, that's a lot, but he will go off week 9. I know it's not a hot take. I'm saying Christian McCaffrey, but I'm just letting everybody know here, if you're playing daily fantasy and drafting a team for Sundays, pay the little extra money and go get yourself Christian McCaffrey in your lineup. All right, we're going to go with round 2 here of the fantasy forecast. We got some great players to look ahead to. Mikey P, you're second.
Coming off the biggest game of his career, give me Travis Hunter. It is time to go all in on the Jaguars rookie wide receiver. Amid rumors that they'll trade Brian Thomas Jr., I don't believe that will happen. But here's a guy who I think you can cash in on his longest reception. If you want to play his props, I think play the over on his receptions. Definitely play the over on his receiving yards. All of that's going to combine to give you a fantasy win if he is on your team. So you can cash some tickets. You can win in your fantasy leagues. Get Travis Hunter now and get him in your lineup.
Mikey P, you're going to be happy about this one because I'm going to talk about the failure of a Packer. I think that it is time to drop Matthew Golden. It's just not working out. 1.5 points last week. He's 3rd on the team in catches and receiving yards, and he hasn't even scored a touchdown this year. The first round pick and he is third amongst your pass catchers and just a 73% route participation. It's not even in the top 60 among wide receivers. I think it's just time to let him go into the abyss that is the waiver wire.
And me, I'm going that Pickens and Lamb have proved that you can start these guys together. I never thought I'd say this, but it's okay to start two receivers on the same football team as long as those two receivers are CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens. We know how great these two receivers are and how great they have been, how talented they are, but did we really think they would both have this much production? Dak has really brought out the best in having both of these guys on opposite sides of the field. So if you went and traded for Pickens while CD was out, relax. It's okay. It's going to be okay. Their production is both still wide receiver one material, and they're both huge end zone targets. All right, that's a nice little fantasy forecast tips, I guess, if you will. Mikey P, I'm going to come back to you with your Travis Hunter. Do you think this guy should be getting wide receiver one targets? And Sloopy, I'm going to come at you after this as well. But Mikey P first, I want to give your take on this one.
Yeah, I think Brian Thomas has had a case of the yips all season long. He cannot hold on to the football. And it's so funny that Trevor Lawrence shows he has a deep ball when he's targeting who? Travis Hunter. The offense defensive snap share is fun. It's a great story. But the Jaguars need to start taking themselves a little bit more seriously. And with Liam Cohen, who is supposed to be an offensive guru, you bring in Travis Hunter, play him on offense when your offense is struggling. I think 1 + 1 = 2 down there in Duval.
Yeah. Soupy.
I just think that right now, Trevor Lawrence is just, he's not really showing why he was a number one pick. He's bottom in the league in completion percentage, EPA per drop back, air yards. He's having trouble getting the ball. And I think that's part of the reason why we've seen the failures of Brian Thomas Jr. and Travis Hunter. I don't know. I thought that game was a one-off, so I'm not confident in starting them, honestly.
Well, you could be confident because they're going to go play the Raiders, and the Raiders stink. So could get a good win for the Jaguars. All right, another topic we just hit on. Soupy, you just hit on it. Bench Matthew Golden. Drop him. He hasn't gotten in the end zone. I'll start with Soupy on this because you brought him up. Drop Golden. No touchdowns. You know who got a touchdown before him? Pride of TCU, baby. Savion Williams got in the end zone the other night. Not even Matthew Golden. So your take on the Packers, who have some wide receivers out and haven't been throwing him the football.
Yeah, I even thought with Jaden Reed being out that it was going to be time for Matthew Golden. You assumed when they drafted him in the first round, first time they've done that since Donald Driver back in the late 90s, that he would become that wide receiver one. But you know who the wide receiver one for the Packers is? It's Tucker Kraft, and he's proving it. He's an awesome tight end right now. And Romeo Doubs is second. I just don't think Matthew Golden is going to be able to get those targets to be productive in fantasy.
Donald Driver, my favorite player of all time, clearly, right? Because I was alive in the 90s, right? Sure. Mikey P, your take.
Yeah, I mean, it kind of apropos for the Green Bay Packers to draft a wide receiver when they really didn't need one because they had plenty of weapons on their offense. You have Christian Watson. He came back last week from a torn ACL. He looked explosive in his first game. Romeo Doubs is leading the wide receiver core. When Jaden Reed does come back, Matthew Golden is going to be trying to get Jordan Love's attention somehow, some way on the sideline. So completely agree here. I hated the pick when the Packers made it, and now it's kind of blown up in their face as of right now.
I was all over Matthew Golden to start the year. I was telling everybody on this thing to get him on fantasy. So I own up to my mistakes, guys. I own up to him. I was telling everyone to go get him in your fantasy leagues. He's going to be the sleeper pick. Wrong rookie this year. It turned out to be Emeka Egbuka, right? So Matthew Golden having a pretty interesting season, especially when you look at a Packers team that throws to a ton of different wide receiver guys. They don't have that go-to guy. And yeah, sure, you could make a case that it was Jaden Reed, but now he's out and you're thinking, okay, let's get some production from anywhere else. And all we've gotten is just some crazy Tucker Kraft games. We saw him up close at the camera saying, I do this the other night. So pretty amazing game for him. All right, great job on Fantasy Forecast, guys. Don't go anywhere because when we come back, we got an NFL look ahead to get to, and we got to talk about Game 4 of the World Series that hopefully will finish after 9 innings tonight. It's Coaching Company on Tuesday. We'll be right back. All right, welcome back as we continue here on our YouTube page. Coach is back. Guys, last night, 43 points for Tyrese Maxey. VJ Edgecombe, number 3 pick out of Baylor, added 26 and 7 assists. They have now combined for 182 points in 3 games. That is the most by any starting backcourt through a team's first 3 games since starters were first tracked in 1970. Did we really think this would be the historic backcourt, Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe? Coach, I'll start with you first.
Maybe Joel Embiid can take some lessons and watch how 2 players actually play hard when they're playing in an NBA game. VJ is absolutely sensational. And Tyrone Maxey, we knew if he ever had a running mate with him, how great he could be. This dude never gets tired. Right now, they are as much fun to watch. And tonight, check them out. They're playing the Wizards. I think they're going to go off again. I believe we have them as one of our best bets today as well.
We do. Mikey P's got it. Mikey P, I'm going to come right at you. You got both of these guys tonight to score 20-plus points.
Yeah, open plea to the Philadelphia 76ers and their front office. Joel Embiid, you can book a trip to Cancun. We don't need you to play 5 games a season. Paul George, you can just retire. And if you're Daryl Morey, let's make sure we go with a youth movement. No more trust the process. Just draft players and play them. I mean, look at what we're seeing here in Philly. It's remarkable.
Soupy.
Edgecombe was predicted as a top 5 pick. He dropped a little bit, and kudos to the Philadelphia for picking him up. He had the best debut since 1974. I'm loving him with Maxey. Maxey is the best player on that team. To now have a running mate, Philadelphia could be a surprising team this year.
Definitely could be, especially with how open the Eastern Conference is this season. But I think what a lot of people didn't realize was how spectacular VJ Edgecombe would be offensively, scoring from all 3 levels. Of course, you're thinking as he's drafted, you see all the highlights of his defense and his dunks, and this is clearly a 3-and-D guy is what a lot of people were thinking. And he comes up and absolutely dominates from mid-range. He's scoring off the dribble, step backs, pretty impressive stuff from the youngster, and just a bright future ahead for that man. All right, don't go anywhere. We'll be right back on the YouTube page.
Welcome back to Coach and Company, presented by Code 3, now streaming.
Welcome back to Coach and Company. We just finished week 8 of the NFL. Always fun to look ahead to these games coming up with our guys on. So it's time to bet the futures. All right, I want to start this segment with a little breaking news. Your boy, Peyton Lodge, young host boy, King Lettuce, has been eliminated from his survivor pool. The team responsible, the Atlanta Falcons. So they just lost 34-10 to the Dolphins in their own building. But at least it was close, right? 34-10. And, of course, our first game we look at, well, Falcons-Patriots. It just stings. Who I can't stand right now, the Atlanta Falcons. But how are we looking at this game, guys? I'm going to start with Mikey P.
Well, I'm not surprised that you bet on Kirko Chains in your survivor pool there, Peyton. I truly believe Drake May is going to cement himself, as he has over the last few weeks, as a top leading MVP candidate. I believe he's the real deal. Mike Vrabel was exactly what the Patriots need, and I don't care if it's Kirk Cousins, the ghost of Matt Ryan, or Michael Penix. Give me the Patriots in this one easily.
Just seems like the Falcons have been so terrible offensively last week against one of the worst defenses in football, Soupy. It's going to be a rough week, a rough game for them, in my opinion.
Well, they didn't have Michael Penix Jr., which we'll see how that worked out. But they also didn't have Drake London. I think it's going to depend if Drake London is back. Even with Kirk Cousins, I will feel really confident in the Falcons because the Patriots love them right now. 5 straight wins, but it's again against the Browns, the Titans, the Saints, and the Panthers. I think that the Falcons are better than them. Drake May, I love him. I think he's an MVP candidate right now. But I'm going to lay the plus 5.5 on the Falcons.
You made a good point. Drake London, a huge factor in this game if he plays coach, because the Patriots are a team that love to stop the run. Falcons are probably going to be all over the passing game in this one. Your opinion on this game?
It's becoming a really big topic, Peyton, over the course of the season. Injuries, who's playing and who's not. And the Falcons clearly are missing key players, and they get blown out by the Dolphins. This is all about the Patriots. They're playing with confidence. They're winning big games. Yeah, they've beaten bad teams, like Soupy said, but they're winning in convincing fashion, winning by 19 over the Browns last week. And right now, Drake May's taking that next step right before our very eyes. This number at 5.5, you guys know what I call it, yuck. But it could be yucky for the Falcons because I think the Patriots win by at least 10 this weekend.
I agree with you. And we'll switch gears here. Next, we got Colts and Steelers. Steelers coming off a rough one Sunday night against Jordan Love. And they're hosting the best offense in football right now in the Colts, and probably this year's MVP as of right now. Mikey P, I'm going to come right at you with this one.
Well, the Colts definitely have the offensive player of the year and Jonathan Taylor, who I think, he just scored another touchdown. I feel like this is an exact revenge game for Aaron Rodgers because we saw him kind of crumble against his former Green Bay Packers team. It feels like the spot where everyone's all in on the Colts and everyone's poo-pooing Aaron Rodgers. I think the Steelers come out in this one. Give me the +3.
Subi, how do you bet a guy like Jonathan Taylor? Last week, his props were, it was like -400 for him to get in the end zone. And then his numbers at 1.5. And I just don't feel comfortable taking him to get 2 touchdowns. I know he's been doing it, but I don't feel very comfortable doing so.
It's sort of reminiscent of what we were doing with Saquon Barkley last year. He was getting those same odds to score in yards. He's just incredible right now. It's because that offensive line is blocking for him. And Indiana Jones, comeback play of the year in my mind. And now they're going against the Steelers, who have allowed 30 points in back-to-back games, while they've scored 30 points in 4 straight. I think that the Colts could come in and roll on the Steelers.
Indiana Jones, Aaron Rodgers, coach, 2 completely different quarterbacks. Who do you got in this one?
You know, AI is undefeated, boys. I don't know if you guys saw this, but somebody made a video of Mike Tomlin in the locker room after the Steelers lost. He goes, hey, we got to find the silver lining in this thing. He goes, because after we lost tonight, we are right on track for a 9-8, baby. That's what we're always looking for. And that's what the Steelers are. They're a 500 team at best. We knew the bloom would fall off the rose at some point, and it absolutely has. What's embarrassing is that the Ravens are favored to win this division. The same Ravens that are 2 games back right now, and they're the betting favorites. Nobody has confidence in the Steelers. This is the Colts all day. Did somebody say they like the Steelers? Because I'm more than willing to let somebody buy another piece of merch for, was that you, Smoke Boy? Would you like to have one right here, right now? I got the Colts.
I got the Steelers. Bring it.
All right, you still owe from last week, though, so don't think I've forgotten. But, Peyton, we've got our first showdown of the week. You're welcome, America.
Love it. Love it. Man, Coach must have just got his paycheck because last night he was offering another merch offer as well. That's pretty impressive right there. Heck.
Hey,
But
lead by example, big dog. Lead by example. I don't have to pay. I went 2 out of 3. It's what it is.
Yeah, last night you didn't have to do so. I was just going to say 2 out of 3. Great day. All right, switching gears again. We're taking a look at Broncos-Texans now. Broncos just put a pounding on the Cowboys in Denver, and now they make the trip to Houston, a Houston team that started the year 0-3, but they've come around and now have given themselves a chance at 3-4. Mikey P, I'm going to come right at you with this one again. The Texans are favored at home, but the Broncos have looked so good lately. Obviously, the home field advantage is what's doing the spread here, but your take on this game?
Yeah, I've been in denial of the Denver Broncos all year. They have a big loss with Pat Surtain going to be out for a few weeks. Not sure the status of Nico Collins. That would have been a fun matchup to watch. But I still believe in the Broncos defense. I think I believe in Bo Nix more than I do CJ Stroud, which I didn't think I'd say this season. So I like the Broncos, especially at plus money here.
Yeah, with that 12 years of college football experience, Bo Nix should be pretty good. Soupy, I'm going to go to you as well here. 39.5 is the total. Is that a little low, or are we going to see some great defense here from these teams?
Both teams really do have good defensive units, and if they get into a clash and slow the game down, that could happen. So I was thinking about sprinkling the under, but I'm more confident in the money line for the Broncos right now. with how they played against the Giants. I wanted to see if they carried that momentum the next week against the Cowboys, and they did. And the Texans, we're not seeing consistency out of them. Yeah, they played well against San Francisco last week, but what did they do against Seattle before that? I expect that Denver could come in and dominate.
Coach, both offenses feeling great. Broncos just scored 44. I know it was against the Cowboys, but they scored 44. And Texans 26 against the 49ers. Both offenses looking good. Soupy's thinking about sprinkling the under. What about you? It seems like
I would teach him another lesson, just like I'm going to teach Mikey another lesson, because the Texans are the play this week. If you look at their home games this year, they played really, really good at home. Even though they haven't won every single game, they've lost by a point. They're scoring a lot of points at home, and this is Denver coming to their house. I think the Texans are playing with a lot of confidence right now. And I think as they look at not just the division, obviously with the Colts, I think they look at the entire AFC, and they're very much alive for a wild card spot. So this is a pivotal game that Peyton, they have to win, and I believe that they will.
I was almost muted, but I didn't. I think they will as well. And Mikey P, I'm going to come right back to you here because CJ Stroud was a guy you did not want to get or have on your fantasy roster, especially myself. I had him in a 2-quarterback fantasy roster, and he was just an absolute dud every week. But he started to come around a little bit, and Texans scoring more. Your take on CJ Stroud in a fantasy aspect from having him on your roster this week?
I think the best thing that happened to CJ Stroud is they started using Woody Marks out of the backfield. He's their best receiving back. It's easy to dump the ball off when you're running for your life. So he surprisingly played well with no Nico Collins. I would like to see these Texans wide receivers take a next step in their development, especially the rookies. But I'm still not all in on CJ Stroud. Just 1 week over the Niners is not going to do it for me.
Soupy, his favorite target last week, CJ Stroud's, was Xavier Hutchinson. Now, going from Nico Collins to your primary target being Xavier Hutchinson and still getting the win with 26 points, pretty impressive spreading the wealth as we had 3 receivers have 5 receptions in that game. Your thoughts on CJ Stroud as of late?
He did a great job last week not having his best receiver. But what the Texans did, they controlled the clock. I believe San Francisco only till halfway through the second quarter only had 5 minutes of possession in that game. That's the way they can beat the Broncos. They slow it down, give that ball to Woody Marks. He's been incredible lately. Slow it down. Don't give Denver the extra possessions. And yeah, they could come out with the win that way.
And Coach, Woody Marks, a running back that is really upped his production as of late, has definitely made it a little easier for CJ Stroud to open up the passing game and find some guys. Your thoughts on CJ Stroud and how nice he's been lately?
Well, I think it's taken some time for him to adjust to not having Tank Dell, who has his knee absolutely obliterated at Arrowhead Stadium last year. And I think now that they've had a few players figure out how to step in, that's really helping CJ Stroud at the quarterback position. This guy's a really, really good quarterback. And if the other weapons can step up, then we're seeing what can happen when they dominate the 49ers, who, let's face it, 49ers look like, what are we talking about, guys? Maybe, I don't know, 7 wins, 8 wins, maybe. I mean, I hate to stomp on a grave when it comes to the 49ers, but probably early December, they'll be done, Peyton. So to me, it's about the Texans. And all
Early December, yeah. You mentioned is probably time where I, as a Ravens fan, start saying, "Oh, we have a chance. We have a chance," because we're gonna get Lamar Jackson back this week, guys. I'm pretty excited about that one. Should be a good week for the Ravens. Mikey P, I'm gonna come at you real quick here because Lamar Jackson in his first game back gets to face the Dolphins, and the Dolphins defense, as we know, is absolutely terrible. They're 7.5-point favorites on the road.
Whoa. Are you going to bury the lead? You're going to ask him about the Dolphins when we have the Chiefs and the Bills on the screen? Are you kidding me right now?
No, we do.
Are you kidding me right now?
Sorry, my Ravens fandom totally got
it. It's okay. I mean, we've got a good 45 seconds to talk about this game. So,
Mikey P, go right ahead.
As I stand on Kiss Up Mountain, go Chiefs, and obviously they're the best team of all time with the best fan base of all time.
It's a great take. Go ahead, Soupy. It's a great take.
I'm going to back up everything that Mikey P said. I love the Chiefs. Chiefs Kingdom. Go Chiefs.
I'm going to echo everything that Mikey and Soupy just said. I mean, what else is there to say other than, hey, we're the best team. We stand on it. Best offense, Rashee Rice. He didn't throw a ball at the guy's head. He was throwing it to the referee, so it's all good. We're rolling, Peyton. I mean, this is probably all that needed to be said about this game. It's about 60 seconds, so great timing out.
Well, I'm glad. I'm glad we just needed 60 seconds because I completely forgot to bring that game up. So that's on me. We'll make a special show for that one. All right, it's Coaching Company on Tuesday. Let's go. We'll be right back. All right, we continue here on our YouTube page. And Shohei Ohtani last night, guys, with more history. He became the first player to reach base 9 times in a single game since 1942. He went 4 for 4, then was intentionally walked 4 times, then was intentionally walked to make it 9 times on base. My question to Mikey P first is this: should there be a limit so opposing teams can intentionally walk a batter just once or twice a game, almost like a mound visit?
To everyone but Shohei Ohtani, because you got to keep that body safe, right? So walk him as much as you want, because you may have to face him on the mound the next day, such as the case for the Toronto Blue Jays tonight. Let him walk as much as he wants, because when he walks out to the mound, I think he's going to deliver tonight. So everyone but Shohei.
Super, your thoughts? I think 4 intentional walks is ridiculous.
I'm going to be the old man on the lawn. Stop messing with the strategy of the game. He is the best hitter in baseball. You do not want, especially in the extra innings, he can end it with one swing of the bat. I'd rather have him being on the bases representing the winning run than rather him putting the winning run in his own hands. I think that was smart. Don't mess with the strategy of baseball.
And last night they walked him, coach, intentionally, and we're all thinking stolen base because he's got the speed. He takes off first pitch, and Alejandro Kirk guns him down. Your thoughts on Shohei Ohtani last night?
Well, Shohei right now is proving to us that he is light years ahead of anybody else in the game. When you think about 9 times, I can't even believe it's ever happened before, ever in a game. 9 times in one game, it's absolutely insanity. But right now, the Blue Jays, they said they're going to continue to do this. So tonight, it's going to be another 4 or 5 times. They're not going to stop doing this. But Soupy's right. They're doing everything they can to keep him from beating them, and he still does it. He's hitting a home run twice last night. Another couple of hits. It's insane, but they've got to do it if they want to win.
Wherever the pitch is, he just goes with it now. Something that he has completely learned to do the past 2 or 3 seasons. It's just a complete difference from him in an Angels uniform. He's got a swung and missed on strike 3 with his helmet off a few times. We don't really see that in the Dodgers uniform. All right, World Series game tonight. We'll be right back on Stadium.
Welcome back to Coaching Company, presented by Code 3, now streaming.
And we're back on Coaching Company YouTube page, and I want to see the guys real quick. I need to apologize for me being a little groggy this morning, I should say, after staying up for one of the best World Series games ever. Now, the bad news for both teams is that Game 4 is tonight. Everyone is absolutely exhausted, and both bullpens are spent. Literally got down to the last guy in the Dodgers bullpen, Will Klein. But worst news for the Blue Jays is that they have to face Shohei Ohtani, who just went 6 scoreless and had 10 strikeouts. He hit 3 homers in that game too, by the way. But Mikey P, who do you have in this game tonight?
I have the Dodgers. You have to carry that momentum when you go 18 innings. You play a whole extra game. I think the team that wins grabs that momentum, at least for tonight's game. I'm actually very interested to see how these managers will use their bullpens accordingly. Everyone's tired. I'm not even sure Dave Roberts could get on the mound and pitch tonight if need be. But I like the Dodgers in this one. I don't see Toronto making it a game at all.
So hard. The Dodgers are the best team and the better team, clearly, offensively and on the mound, in my opinion. And Soupy, minus 200 just seems like really hard to lay down for the Dodgers.
Yeah, and I think with them going 18 innings, fatigue is going to be for both teams. That's why I honestly am not going to lay a money line or spread for either of these teams. I think it's going to be a lower scoring game. Shane Bieber, 169 opponents are hitting on the road, so he can come through. And if he has a couple strong innings, the Blue Jays get a couple of good hits and get a couple runs. Let's see. It could happen. I'm not going with either team in this game, though.
Coach, there's 2 ways to look at this game. You got both pitchers here, good pitchers, but if they get out of the game, what the heck are these teams going to do in the bullpens afterwards? Dave Roberts was hinting at the at Tom Verducci last night saying they might bring in a position player. So that would be the first time ever we'd seen that. Well, what would you do with the total here at 8?
Well, I tend to lean towards the over. I think that we're going to see a lot of lack of energy early on in this game. I agree with all the analysis so far. But what's going to happen is when you start bringing these arms in from the bullpen, they're going to be lacking. And what's going to happen is either a lot of walks, intentionally or unintentionally, and there's going to be a lot of guys that are going to be very patient. It's going to be a game plan that both teams need to have. So for me, I'm leaning towards the side with the energy, the home team, Dodger Stadium. They're going to ask these fans to pick them up, and that's exactly what they're going to do. I would take the over, and I would take, if you want to lay the 200, it's a little juicy. I did it last night, and I was a little worried when they're down 4-2, but I would still lay the 200 in the World Series on the money line.
Mikey P, this was the longest game in World Series history. 6 hours and 39 minutes. Freddie Freeman, first player to ever have multiple World Series walk-off home runs. Mikey P, my question, though, is completely different from that. Will Clayton Kershaw come in to pitch in this game tonight because he only threw to one batter last night?
I think he will. I think he will. I think that's one of those very few arms that wasn't overused in this game. And when you need a guy to deliver in the clutch, it's Clayton Kershaw. He's proved that time and time again. When you start looking for an advantage, I think Clayton Kershaw could be a not so much hidden weapon, but definitely a weapon for the Dodgers.
Super. I'm not going to sit here and say he was throwing 97, but we did see a little bit of vintage Clayton Kershaw last night with an 89-mile-an-hour slider first pitch. Do you think he comes out tonight?
Yeah, I think he's going to come out tonight. I was watching that game. He was sitting in the bullpen. He was ready to go. He looked energized. He looked good. Facing only one batter, if they need him tonight, they will get him.
Coach, he warmed up about 8 different times last night. Does that have any factor in him coming in tonight?
No, and think about the batter that he came in to face. It got to a 3-ball count, and he still was able to dig deep. The bases were loaded. That run would have put the Blue Jays ahead, and who knows what would have happened later in the game. So he understands the pressure. If you can give me Shohei for, a good 5 and give me Clayton for 2 or 3, now I think that bridges the gap. So having that long-term starter/reliever now is going to be huge. Of course they use him tonight.
Huge. We're going to see maybe a half and half split of Ohtani and Kershaw, considering if Ohtani does not go deep enough into this game, or as deep as the Dodgers would like him to. Game 4 of the World Series at the Ravine. Shohei Ohtani on the mound for the Dodgers. Just more cinema in Hollywood. Nothing crazy as usual. It happens every night. But, all right. A lot of you weren't here at the top of the hour, guys, because you got stuff going on. We get it. And that's why we like to wrap this thing up with Lock It In. All right, we got our best bets here. Time to lock in. I'll start with Mikey P. Where are we headed, man?
Give me James Madison at the spread, first quarter, half a point. And then for the Blue Jays and Dodgers, first 3 under half a run as well. I think both teams are going to be very tired out of the gate. Bam Adebayo, the second leading scorer for the Miami Heat, 22 points or more. They're taking on the Charlotte Hornets, who give up 118 points a game. And then Tyrese Maxey and VJ Edgecombe, a dynamic backcourt for the Philadelphia 76ers. Give me both guys to score 20 points each in this game.
Soupy.
Dodgers, Blue Jays, first 5 under 2.5. I think this game, after 18 innings, it's going to be slow to start. It'll pick up later. That's why I'm more confident in taking the first 5. James Madison, Texas State, over 55.5. James Madison just scored 63 points. Now they're going to go against Texas State, who scores 31 points, best in the Sun Belt. I think they could do it again tonight. I'm taking the over 55.5.
Coach, where are we headed?
Yeah, I'm going to the German Cup. It's day soccer, so the first round starts at 1:30 Eastern. The second game's at 3:45 Eastern. Cottbus, RB Leipzig. This is two teams that are 2 completely different levels. I love a lot of goals. Last week, RB Leipzig, 6 total in their game. Then Frankfurt, Dortmund. These are both Bundesliga teams. They don't really care about the German Cup. Get in, get out, under 3.25. Asian total, -115. Love the under in that game today.
I like the under in Clippers Warriors. I'm under. What am I talking about? I got over 224.5 Clippers Warriors. Because why? Because none of these guys play defense anymore. Especially Steph Curry has been so dominant from 3-point as of late. He doesn't have time to play defense. Nobody does. It's 2025. Also, I got the Knicks on the money line. They're in Milwaukee. They're coming off a tough loss against Miami. I think they bounce back tonight. I think Jalen Brunson has another big game. Last year, the Bucks allowed the most points in the league to the point guard position. And tonight, the Bucks are starting Ryan Rollins from Toledo. Okay, I got to stop harping on this guy. I feel bad at this point. But you know what? I just think Jalen Brunson's going to have a big night and the Knicks on the money line. All right, guys, real quick here before we wrap up. I want to go around here, ask everybody, because we're going to be watching the World Series tonight, okay, at a reasonable hour. Hopefully it ends at a reasonable hour as well. What is Shohei going to do tonight that has not been done before? Mikey P.
I guess go 5 innings on the mound after playing in an 18-inning baseball game the night before. If he can go 5, I'll be thoroughly impressed.
That would be pretty impressive. After the game last night, what did he say? He said, "Oh, I just want to go to sleep so I can prepare for tonight's or tomorrow's game." So, Super, your opinion on Shohei tonight?
What could he do that he hasn't done? Maybe do a backflip as he crosses home plate. Because what in the league has this guy not done? He, to me, is the most amazing player that I have watched in probably the last 25 years.
I mean, maybe ever, right, Coach? It's absolutely insane. Every stat that comes up is him or Babe Ruth.
Yeah, I lived in the Barry Bonds era, and what was so amazing about him was he would do it with only getting 1 or 2 pitches a game. That's exactly what Shohei did. He's getting 2 or 3 pitches a game to hit, and he's still hitting home runs. This guy's absolutely insane. Tonight, he's going to go at least 5, and I think he's probably going to go 0 for 0 because he won't see a pitch.
And last night, biggest spot of the game. What did he need? Well, 1 pitch, and it was after a mound visit too. Coach comes out and says, "Hey, let's not throw anything close to this guy. Maybe kind of pitch around him." First pitch, fastball right over the plate. Bam, tie game. So absolutely insane from Shohei Ohtani last night. Probably see some more movie-like Ohtani tonight, guys. That was a fun show. That was a very fun show. You had my dad on at the beginning. That's when things got a little weird. Producer man, you know what time it is now. Show that good and that fun. What do we call that? We call it Tuesday. Just another day for us here at the brand. Shout out to the only Bears fan I know, Mikey P. The only Hartford Yard Goats fan I know, Sloopy. Shout out to Coach for putting me in this chair today, and to producer man making everything look just like it is here at TCU. Pretty, but expensive. I'm Peyton Lodge. Thanks for spending your Tuesday morning with us right here on Coaching Company. Have a great day.